Hey, Prodigious Ship here. I'm back with another spoiler corner. I'm in my corner right now, and I got Stitch, and I got oh my god, I forgot her name now. It's Pink Stitch, female Stitch. Angela, right? Yeah, female Stitch and Angela. Good enough. Angel, that's it. I'm sorry. Stitch and Angel, yay! They're here to protect me from the Covenant. And we're on episode 4 of the Halo show. We're on Homecoming. That's the name of the episode. And it starts off with like a very interesting backstory of some of the Spartans when they were kids. And it shows Master Chief and his whole team, even Soren. I guess they're just doing like a running drill or something. And then it shows, it doesn't show him, but Halsey shows up and says like, "Oh, you try to run away again?" And he says like, people or somebody told me that that we're here, or he says he wants to go home, and she goes, "You are home." And he goes, "Somebody said that you forced us to be here." And she asks him like, "Do you feel like you were forced to be here?" He said, "You volunteered for this." And he says, "I can't remember." And that's whole part of this whole thing where, Halsey's been tricking them. They erase their memories, and you don't know if she's the one. Well, I mean, if you've seen like the Halo Legends thing, you know about how they kidnapped the kids and brainwashed them and replaced them with clones and stuff. And that's kind of the storyline they're going with here, which is supposed to be like this really big twist and everything. But it's not it's slowly getting there, and it's not really too much of a like a big. It doesn't make a very big of an impact. It's not really interesting enough to the story. Just stick with the normal, thing about Halo, just shooting bad guys and saving the universe, I guess, or something or whatever. So, back on Planet Reach, Kai, she decides to remove her palette because she saw Master Chief do it, and all of a sudden, she's starting to act like, hey, everything's so cool. Like she's looking at the keystones like, "Oh, I want to touch it, and it looks really cool. And you guys got to see this awesome weapon from the Covenant." Like she's holding the needler. Sorry. She's holding the needler like, "Oh, this is my favorite Covenant weapon because you put the needles here and somehow it just knows where to go." And everyone's just like, "Why is she?" And she also puts like paint in her hair, or she paints her hair red or puts red streaks in it or something like that because just the way that it looks, she wanted to, I guess she just wanted to do that. So even Dr. Keyes is like, "Did you do that yourself?" And she goes, "Yeah, it looks horrible, doesn't it?" And he goes, "Yeah, it does." And Kai, she really starts to try to come out of just this being like, looking and sound like a robot pretty much. And Dr. Keyes is kind of, or Halsey's daughter, yeah, I think her name is Dr. Keyes, is just like, "Do you guys know some of these, Covenant weapons?" And like they talked about all the weapons and some of the St. Helios words that they know. And she's like, "You know some of these words? Can you help me?" Like, I'm trying to translate it and trying to learn her language and stuff. And she starts helping her out, trying to figure out some of these words and stuff. And Dr. Keyes is like, "You act so, you're acting so peculiar." She goes like, "Really? What am I acting like?" She's like, "You're acting like a human." And if I know Halsey doesn't really like it when people act like not the way that she was, programming them to do. And so, yeah. So back on Madrigal, Soren takes Quan back to Madrigal. And she is the most annoying character in this show, to me at least. I really don't like her. She keeps on, trying to say like, "I got to join the rebellion and save Madrigal and blah, 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 and all this other crap." Well, she gets there and, she puts a hood on so that no one can recognize her. But every time she sees somebody that she does know, she just takes it off. "Hey, I'm Quan. I'm over here." Like an idiot. And I'm just like, you're going to get people killed. And sure enough, she goes to like this, I don't know if they're having a ritual or a seance or something or whatever. And she tries to find like her her dad's friend or something or whatever. He's just like, hey, you're my dad's friend. You should be like, trying to protect Magical and too, blah, 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 blah. And then takes off her thing too. And then he's like, you're a traitor. And Soren's just like, oh, great. She's just yelling out that hey, I'm Quan. I'm here. Hey, I'm the daughter of the guy that's dead. And you're looking for me. Hey, kill me, please. I'm just like, congratulations. You are the Jar Jar Binks of the Halo universe. You are that annoying. Yes. And I actually like Jar Jar. I don't like you. I cannot stand this character. And of course she goes, well, let me find my aunt. And Soren over here is just like, man, the homies on this planet already jacked my ship. And now I have to stick around with you trying to protect you. She said that she could pay him, and so that's the only reason he's there. But she doesn't have any money yet. And every person that she's met, she's pretty much ending up getting killed. She tries to go to her aunt, gets her killed. I'm just like, this is, such a boring side story to try to save this planet. And I feel more sorry for Soren that he has to deal with all of this. But, yeah, so back on Aridinus, is that the name of the planet, I think? Master Chief, he finds out that, he remembers that his dad buried all of these drawings that he had when he was a kid. So he goes and digs up all of these papers that he drew as a kid. And if you're not really seeing a pattern here, it's like, isn't this supposed to be like Halo? Aren't they supposed to like fight, aliens and stuff? Like, I mean, hey, I got 2 aliens right here. And I'm just like, why aren't they, where's the action? This is episode 4. And the only action that you've seen so far is, well, the opening from episode 1 where the firefight there where they open up and the Spartans show up to kill everybody. And then a couple of times they're trying to, Quan getting her friends killed, but it's not even that much of an action sequence. And I'm just like, really? This is really, like, don't get me wrong. I love a good story. And I love it when you can combine the action with it and stuff, and it continues and it keeps on going. That's how you tell a good story. But this is just boring. And I'm like, I can see why a lot of people didn't like this show. And I did like it, don't get me wrong, but I could see why a lot of people didn't. And it did get a season 2, it did get, they are making a season 2, but I don't know when it's coming out. I haven't seen any trailers or anything for it, but I've heard a lot of people saying they just didn't like it either because Master Chief took his helmet off or because of the slow pace of the show. And again, it's a video game movie, and, most video game show, but most video game adaptations don't really do too well. This kind of reminds me of Doom. When that came out, I'm like, all right, it's a first-person shooter about shooting some monsters. Yeah, this is going to be a cool movie. And like 90% of the movie is them holding guns. They're not shooting anything. And I'm like, sooner or later they're going to shoot something. Maybe they do. And then, of course, one guy shoots a monkey. And I'm like, really? That's what you're going to get? You're going to get the guy shooting a monkey? So, yeah, that was Doom. Woohoo! Last 10 minutes of the movie was awesome. So I'm just waiting to see what's going on in Halo. Because right now you got Master Chief playing in the dirt. With a shovel. That's cool. Is he going to take that shovel and beat Halsey with it? I mean, I hope. She's pretty much a bad guy. So he starts to remember more about from when he was a kid. He remembers the keystone that's on his planet, or at least on that planet. But he also remembers his home. He remembers his mom, his dad. And then he remembers that Halsey was there when he was a kid. And she was playing some coin tricks with him. And, he realizes that shouldn't be there because he's like, Halsey said I was, that we were, because again, at the beginning of this episode, he even told us, like, you chose to be here. You volunteered for this. So what's she doing in his memory back at his house? And so he doesn't even question it or anything, doesn't acknowledge that he knows it. He just, he just, kind of goes into his normal, just regular mode of just being nonchalant and just kind of going with whatever he's feeling and ignoring it. Even Cortana's just like, your heart rate is elevated and stuff, and you're he goes, is this what anxious feels like? He's never felt it before of what anxiety is, but he's not showing it on his face. So I'm just like, you can show a little bit more emotion now that your, chip is gone, that palette's gone. So you can like, even Kai, she's acting more like her eyes are opening. She expresses more like, ooh, get that expression going, you're kind of still acting like Master Chief with your helmet on, with your helmet off, let's show some smile or something, or like like what? Like even Cortana, she's, has more inflection in her voice of like when she's, curious or whatever. So just like, it's, this, I have nothing against the actor guy, but he just seems very robotic for trying to act like a guy who just, has his eyes open and, wow, now I can do anything, or I can see everything, I can feel it. Like he's even looking at the slipstream in the ship, like he's looking at like how slipstream or slip space looks. He's just like, it looks different. Usually some people will be like, whoa. Or some kind of emotion. Just show something like, that's pretty cool. No, just, that's amazing. I'm so happy right now. Like, let's get a little inflection in there, let's get that acting degree going, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so he finally remembers where the keystone is, and, Halsey's always looking at him like he's hiding something, like he knows something, and, she doesn't like it. And it's kind of like what her daughter was saying earlier about, like, the Spartans. She goes, I don't know if your actions are a glitch or not, but from what I know about Halsey, she doesn't tolerate glitches. And so that's kind of how the episode just ends again with just, again, it's telling a story. I get it. It's a slow pace, but when you're doing like the shows like that streaming where it only has like 8 or 9 episodes, you kind of want to get those things going by fast. If there's a show that has like 20 episodes in it, or a show or the season that has like, even 16 episodes or something, you have more time to put in filler stuff, filler talk, filler whatever. But when you have a show that's only like, again, this show is only like, I think 8 or 9 episodes long. Like, come on, let's get some action in there, because it's not a whole lot of stuff we're going to be able to see in just 9 episodes. And I want to see more, cool stuff. I don't want to just see Master Chief walking around with his helmet off, just like, let me dig up the dirt, find some pictures. Oh, look what I found. I found a picture of myself. Yay. Come on, let's kill some aliens, and shoot them. So, anywho, that was episode 4, and hopefully we'll see you when episode 5. All right? Peace.